مساكم الله بخير. رجعنا معاكم مرة ثانية على الهواء ب 360 اف ام. اليوم معاي ضيفة من أورموند جين لندن، يعني معاي ليندا بيلكنسون. Linda, how are you?
I'm very well.
How is everything?
Perfect.
Well, first of all, we're happy to have you here with us on the air.
I'm very happy to be here.
Ormonde Janye. If someone doesn't know that brand, so could you explain that brand for us, or just give us a small brief about it?
Yeah, sure. So I've had the company for 25 years. We're 100% independent today.
Great.
And we are creators, manufacturers, wholesalers and retailers. We have our own studios about 2 hours outside London. And we make everything by hand. We pour by hand, we make everything. And then we sell to our boutique in Mayfair and then to our partners around the world. And that's why I'm here.
Well, let me just translate this very quick. طبعا ليندا جايه من أورموند جين، طبعا في لندن. عندهم هذول مصممين عطور ومنتجين لعطور، كل شغلهم بالايد، يعني نتكلم عن على شيء نادر جدا، شيء فخم جدا. وعندهم بوتيك في مايفير، ونفس الوقت يعرضون كل اللي عندهم في هذا البوتيك، ونفس الوقت يصدرون ويوردون باماكن ثانيه. So Linda, how did you start? How did your journey start here with the fragrance?
It started when I was quite young. I've always heavily been into fragrance and flavors. I love cooking.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, cooking, and I love eating, and I love fragrance. Those are my two biggest passions, and I have fused the two together since I was about 12 years old. Had a big collection of perfume bottles, and was always the topic of conversation in our house is always fragrance or food.
That's great. So that you get like the best. You get the best two building blocks, like I mean, the fragrance and food at the same time. So most of what drives us to the best food is the smell of it.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
and that's exactly something they can relate it to the fragrances as well.
Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't love the smell of basmati rice cooking and all the things that remind
You
us
better
of...
go to Kuwaiti restaurants.
Yeah, yeah.
We better take you. I'll tell the guys to take you to some traditional places.
Yes, yeah.
Have you been to Kuwait before?
I haven't. It's my first time.
First time?
Yeah.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
You're going to love it.
absolutely. But we also bring a lot of gourmand notes into the perfume.
Great.
So, we're using in like the taif, rose oil, we've got date oil. In the champaka flower, we use basmati rice notes. So I do put a lot of gourmand into my perfumes. And at the same time, when I cook, I put a few perfume notes into my cooking.
Okay, let me translate it very quickly. قاعد تقول لنا بدايتها مع العطور، هي كمصممة عالمية، يعني قاعد تتكلم عن بدايتها بالعطور. كانت تهتم بالطبخ ونفس الوقت تهتم في العطور، فبالتالي كلنا ندري ان حاسة الشم هي اساس الموضوع في الطبخ وايضا في العطور. فتقول ان عملية دمج الاشياء ببعضها، يعني اخر شيء وصلت لنا قاعد تحط اشياء مختلفة، يعني ورد طائفي قالت عن طريق الرز بسمتي، اشياء وايد تدمجهم ببعضها وتطلع عطور جديده. نفس الوقت تقول ان اللي يحب الطبخ دائما يكون شاطر في العطور لانه يعرف يشم عدل. Okay, I know that you've been using a lot of exquisite oils.
That's
right. Not widely used in the industry, like something like belongs to Linda.
That's right. So that's what sets us apart. We built our brand on using ingredients not widely used in the perfume industry. Okay. So we had sampakita, taif, tolu. People didn't know what these ingredients were, but they exist.
How did you reach the taif flowers and the fragrance from there? Like how did it get to you?
The taif, it was through research, traveling. Okay. A long time ago.
So you've been to Saudi Arabia?
I've been to Saudi Arabia a long time ago when you had to have an invitation.
Yeah.
I had a fantastic experience. When I got there, I was inundated with dates. They kept giving me date oil drinks, dried dates. So when I made the taif perfume, I put date oil into the perfume.
And you like cooking?
I love food.
so you love the atmosphere. It's like cooking and
well, for me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. If I'm in Taif and I've got the Taif rose and everybody's feeding me dates, why wouldn't I put it into the perfume?
And you put that in one of the perfumes, or like you mix it up multiple ones?
It is in a few perfumes now, but that was the first. The Taif Rose perfume was the first one to use the date oil.
Oh, so which perfume was like the first one to enter the region? Let's say usually when you used to design fragrances, you used to like let's say the English style,
Yeah.
the Western style. But when did you start going to Middle Eastern style? Like the Gulf area is very tight. You know, it's very hard to go.
No, so my stomping ground, my favorite areas in the world have always been Middle East and Far East.
Oh, great.
I've always gravitated, all my holidays, my parents, my husband, we've always gone east. We've never really gone west. I find it far more interesting. And just through my travels, when I came across the oud, I just thought, it blew my mind. I thought, what is this? We didn't have this in the repertoire in British perfumery. I brought that back to England, and people were going, what is this?
They don't know. It's
didn't
so
know.
strange. Like some
They
people
didn't know
don't
what
get
it was, but I wanted to put it into a fine fragrance. A fine fragrance is a perfume that has like up to 30, 40, 50 ingredients. So I wasn't using it as an attar because I want to make the perfume for everybody to purchase in the whole world. It wasn't made just for Middle Eastern people who understand oud. So I put it into a perfume called Ormonde, a tiny, tiny percentage, like 0.01 gram, because people didn't know what it was, and they didn't. It would blow their mind. But all the Middle Eastern people knew exactly what it was, and everybody who didn't know what it was wanted to know what it was.
Linda, you know what I like about the way you speak? You speak with passion, and this is the thing that shows the. I don't want to say the client. I want to say the people who wants to try the experience of Ormonde Janye. Like, if they see the passion in the designer, they will feel the art in this thing, in the fragrance designing field. One of the things that I noticed, like the oud, right now we talked about the oud. The oud, like, it's like have 1,000 or thousands of varieties.
Yes, that's right.
A lot of variants.
Yeah, so we get our oud from contact in Cambodia.
From Cambodia.
And when we get it, we have it tested to make sure it's pure, and then I pay the bill.
You get it oiled, right? Like
Yes.
oil ready, not like the not like the
No,
not
I
the
get,
sticks.
No, I get it's not the argar wood. I get the pure oil.
Okay.
It's very expensive, so therefore we have it tested. And once we get the all clear, that it's 100% pure
Then they get paid.
Cambodian oud, then I pay the bill.
You're doing good business.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Let me translate a little bit. ليندا تتكلم عن موضوع العود، شلون دخلت العود في العطور، يعني شلون عملية دخول العود في عطورها. أول شيء قالت لنا رايحة المملكة العربية السعودية وحضرت راحت الطائف، تقول شافت أشياء وايد منها الورد الطائفي ودخلتها في العطور اللي تستخدمها. بعدين تكلمت عن موضوع العود. الموضوع العود تقول كانت أول ما شمت العود تقول إنه شيء مو طبيعي ودخلت نسبة بسيطة منه داخل العطر اللي قاعد تصممه، وبالتالي خلت اللي ما يعرفه يبي يعرف شنو هذا، واللي يعرفه يركض وراهم يقول أبي. وما شاء الله يعني قاعد تتكلم عن شيء حلو إن العديد من العطور اللي موجودة قاعد تجيبها، أو العود عموما تجيبها من كمبوديا وكميات كبيرة، فبالتالي أيضا تكلفة تقول عالية، وتجربون العود وقبل لا يدفعون مبلغ. يعني هذه يمكن نصيحة من هذا. I'll take it as an advice, like the way never buy oud unless you test it.
Well, it's such an expensive ingredient.
I know,
You don't want to part with such a lot of money without you've got the real deal.
True. Okay, let's talk about Kuwait. Like over here, Ormonde Janye, like now you're presenting a lot of fragrances.
That's right.
Through our friends in Beydoun, like you sending in a lot of fragrances. But let's talk about what's the hit.
At the moment, so we have 3 collections. We have the signature collection, the Route de la Soie, which is the Silk Road collection. Then we have the 4 corners of the earth. They all relate back to the art of travel. And
so the Silk Road collection is the one like you get smells from the Far East, like from India, from the Middle East.
It starts off in China.
Okay.
Where like 2,000-3,000 years ago, all the merchants traveled right out of China across all the, Babylonia, Constantinople, into Europe, bringing mathematics, gunpowder, all these things the Europeans had never seen before. And then I just split up the whole Silk Road to see what the ingredients was. The one in the Lebanon Levant, our perfume Levant, is a massive top seller. It's just selling like wildfire all over the world. And that is peonies, like a bottle of happiness, and it comes from the Levant. And our other big seller is the Montebacco series. Everybody's wearing. In fact, when I came into your studio just now, the guy opened his drawer and he went. And he pulled the bottle out and started spraying everybody, and that was the Montebacco. So those are the big hitters here.
So, okay, I'm gonna say something to the audience. العطورات من أرموند جين تبي تعرفون عليها أكثر في موقع بيضون. بيضون they have a website. They can go there and just check the whole collection and just buy it or just contact بيضون and go get it. روحوا حق بيضون وطلبوها. طلبوا أرموند جين. شوفوا شنو عندهم من كولكشنات. عندهم عديد من الكولكشنات الموجودة. Okay, let's go back to Linda. What is some of your favorite ingredients to work with?
Well, my repertoire is reflected in the fragrances.
Okay.
And I was saying today to the team when I was training all the fabulous people that are representing Ormonde Janye here, that the palette is repetitive throughout all the perfumes because it's the house signature.
Yeah.
So we're using a lot of pink pepper, hedione, which is a molecule that copies the smell of jasmine, but it has a very good effect in perfume.
Okay.
Because when you put hedione into a formula, it makes all the other ingredients open up and you can smell all the ingredients coming in one by one. So we use an accord that allows the perfume to become very elegant and something that, it's an experience from start to finish. But we also, because we're manufacturers, because we make it ourselves, we pour it to the highest percentage possible. So we're pouring our perfumes at 40% parfum extract.
Wow.
Because that's what people want.
Yeah.
People want their perfume to last a long time. They want it well made.
That's true.
They want it well made. They want it something different that nobody else is going to say, there's loads of perfumes that smell like that. So it has to be creative. It has to be innovative. It has to be poured to the highest percentage. And therefore, that's what we strive to do. That's Ormonde Janye.
And I want to add one thing. People like it to be mysterious. Like they love when someone asks you, "What's your perfume?" That's the best question anyone could get. That makes sure that you're wearing something.
Yeah.
It's grabbing their attention at the same time, all the senses, and they want to ask you, like, "What is that? I want to know."
Well, you get that a lot with our perfume. So we get great feedback from our clients. They tell us all the beautiful stories, like how they met their loved ones through the perfume they were wearing.
Okay, as a designer, I want to know something. How can we prolong fragrance in hot weather? Like Kuwait is a furnace in summer.
Yeah.
Okay. And if someone is using one of your fragrances like the Ormonde Janye and they sprayed it, like how can they keep it on their clothes as long as possible?
I think so. This is how I use my perfume, whether it's hot or cold. So after I've had my morning shower, my skin's still warm. I think actually warm weather benefits perfume. I actually am a bit liberal with the way I spray the perfume, as you can imagine. So I do tend to spray everywhere. And then I brush my teeth and then I get dressed and then I spray it one more time. Now, don't forget, after a while, sometimes you can't smell your own perfume, but people can smell the perfume on you. And I've noticed here, everybody greets each other in a very loving way. And I think when you make that close contact, you'll always smell that person's perfume. So you've got to be careful not to put too much on. Thinking, because sometimes you become immune to your own scent. And if you keep topping it up, you might have too much perfume on.
And you never know.
You never know, but I can guarantee you, if you wear our perfume, everybody will be able to smell you.
Okay. قاعد تقول عن أرموند جين. طبعا بإمكانكم تشوفون العطور كلها موجودة في بيضون. قاعد تقول نصيحة حق الجو الحار، شلون واحد يقدر لما يرش العطر شلون يظل مدة طويلة. تقول أرموند جين اخذ راحتك ورش كثر ما تقدر، بس هم ديروا بالكم انه ما يكون زايد، بحيث ان تقول هني بالكويت عندكم طريقة بالتحية، يعني الناس اللي يسلمون على بعض، يلمون بعض، قراب يقربون من بعض وايد، فالعطر ديروا بالكم انه يكون العطر وايد زايد عشان لا يعكس، يعني تعطي نتيجة عكسية. لكن حط في بالك ان العطر اللي انت تحطه يمكن انت ما تشمه لكن الناس ترى تشمه. هذا واحدة من الاشياء. Okay, so last point. Let's talk about the future. Okay, Linda, what's coming up in the roadmap? Let's say
in the world map. Well, it's always, for us, it's our philosophy to find ingredients not widely used in the perfume industry. So I'm always striving to keep on that. I've just recently found a great wood it's called deodar. It's from Kashmir.
Okay.
And it's quite exceptional. I've also found a blue poppy oil. So that's quite, something innovative. Nobody else has got it. So I'm looking down that road. Also, of course, in today's world, we've got to look at the sustainability aspect. So we're constantly looking to see what we can do better.
And green sources.
Well, as much
Something
as we,
like that.
As much as we can. Sometimes we go down that road and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it's within reason, because ultimately
I know.
we've got to make something very, very beautiful. But no, we have to stay innovative, because you've got to stay relevant, and you want to be pioneering, and you want to be finding ingredients nobody else is using. And these are called specialty oils. And what's the difference between my oils and everybody else's oils is they're not in massive quantity. They're small quantities. So one, that makes them more expensive, but two, it means that nobody really wants to copy it because they don't want the expense. Three, also, there isn't enough of that oil in the world
For everybody
to make perfumes from that. So that's also very good.
So once you get a source, that's it. Close it up for us.
Yeah.
Nobody else get us in. تكلم عن موضوع العطور اللي قاعد يستخدمونها. يمكن قاعد اتكلم عن العود. الحين حاليا رايحين لكشمير، قاعد يبون الشام من كشمير. قاعد يقولون انه في انواع معينه نادرة لدرجة ان المصمم لما يوصل حق المصدر خلاص يحاول يأمن انه يكون حقه وما يخلي حد ثاني يوصل له. فالعملية عملية يعني تحدي وشغل. I think it's a big competition, right?
Well, do you know what? It doesn't even cross my mind. I don't look at other companies. I don't smell other perfumes.
If you don't,
I do what I want to do.
That's,
it's my
that's
company.
the thing. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about it. Like, you look at it as an art, as a thing. I'm doing something for myself. I wanna convince myself. Satisfy myself.
It's an independent company. We don't have outside investors. We're not under any pressure. We can do what we want, when we want, how we want.
That's the kind of job I want to do. That's what I want to do. Lynda Pilkington, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure having you with us here on the air on 360 FM. And Ormonde Janye, اللي يبي يجرب Ormonde Janye أو يطلب عطور Ormonde Janye موجودين في بيضون بالكويت. الجماعة ما راح يقصرون، عندهم العديد من الباكجات موجودة. بإمكانكم التعرفون على عطوراتهم. مروا أي فرع من فروع بيضون، وبالتالي تقدرون انكم تشموا العطر وتجربون. رايحين الخيران بالويكند في معرض كبير عندهم هناك، ايضا في عندنا هني 360 واكثر من مكان بعد. فبامكانكم تستمتعون وتجربون Ormonde Janye London. Lynda, any last words?
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a great pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having you with us. Last thing, what do you want to listen to?
Oh,
what do you like to listen to?
Well, my taste in music is a bit quirky. I don't think you'll have it.
Tell me.
If you've got it, I will definitely eat my hat.
Tell me.
Grey Slick. White Rabbits.
White Rabbits. Oh, it's very hard to get these.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah,
it's a 45-second song.
Oh.
It's about Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, no, I can't get that.
No.
Some stuff out of our copyright.
In that case, let's, because I like cake, let's have Cake by the Ocean.
Ocean, Cake by the Ocean. Let me take a look at it. If I can't find it, I'm going to play something else.
You play whatever you want.
Okay, I'm going to play something else. So you're gonna like it. How about some... I'm trying to find something... British, but I can't find any.
Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones will do.